Mm. Woo. Let me start this by saying thoughts and prayers go out to not Puerto Rico, to the Bahamas. I don't know if you guys have seen some of the clips where that hurricane just literally parked itself right over top of the island, where it looked like the airport was literally out in the ocean. Who knows how many people have lost their lives there and how that island is devastated. And thoughts and prayers to everybody who's in this path of this thing. Hopefully it doesn't hit landfall, but it's still going to rake the coast from Florida through Georgia and the Carolinas. So be safe out there. So thoughts to all of you out there. You know, I've been doing YouTube here for quite a while. Before I really started growing on YouTube, I basically posted on Facebook on Cowboy Joe Boo. And I wrote for a while for Cover 32. Even had an article published in Yardbarker once. Most people figure I'm just an idiot and I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a YouTuber, an idiot, a carpenter, a guy that does construction work. And that's true. I am all of that. I don't get paid by ESPN, or NFL Network. I'm certainly not employed by the Dallas Cowboys. I do this because I enjoy football. I enjoy talking about football, and I get sick and tired of hearing things that aren't true and having the facts to back it up. I get told by a lot of people that I'm an idiot, I'm a homer, I'm a nobody, I don't work for those guys, so I don't have a reputation. And Lord knows, if I don't have something 100%, I've got people that are going to be there telling me how stupid I am. And I can point to Adam Schefter or Ian Rappaport where they're wrong. They're like, well, you don't have credibility like those guys because those guys are on television. Well, when I hear stupid stuff like Jabba the Hutt over there talking about the Cowboys are getting out contracts left and right because they're trying to give away all the money to make sure Dak doesn't get paid, they couldn't be further from the truth, because the reality is the Cowboys have been re-signing people and getting cap relief for this year and signing people for the long term, knowing that they're going to get money later on because the NFL salary cap goes up. And currently, as far as money for next year, I think we're fifth in the NFL with a projection at the moment of about $85 million before Zeke Elliott's. So, I do this because I want to set the narrative straight. And it was so funny because at the end of the year, I was saying the Dallas Cowboys need to hurry up and get this deal done for Dak Prescott. And people laughed. What? Pay Dak Prescott? You're kidding. He's a bum. He's a nobody. Well, I said you needed to do it before Russell Wilson. Because Russell Wilson was on a mission to go ahead and get paid. He had that April 15th deadline. Either you pay me by April 15th or I will never sign a deal long term with you. And they got it done April 15th. $35 million. Number one, ahead of Aaron Rodgers, 32, ahead of Matty Ice's 30. Only the third quarterback to get over $30 million. And it wasn't that long ago that Kirk Cousins had the biggest guaranteed contract in the NFL and was paid $28. And it wasn't long before that Jimmy Garoppolo was the highest paid, and before that Andrew Luck and Matthew Stafford. Because what happened was all of a sudden guys were getting paid in the 20s. And it was like, oh my God, these guys are overpaid. Now guys are getting paid in the 30s. And now we've got Jared Goff, who just got his deal. $134 million over 4 years with $110 million guaranteed. The highest guarantee ever in the NFL. So now, we have Russell Wilson at 35. We have Big Ben at 34. We have Aaron Rodgers, 32. We have Carson Wentz, 32 something. And now we have Jared Goff, 31, 32, somewhere in there. And Matty Ice at 30. 6 quarterbacks over 30 million. To see, 30 million is the new 20 million that it was just a couple of years ago. And right now, if the Dallas Cowboys had done the deal for Dak Prescott at the end of the year, like I said, the nobody who knows nothing and has no credibility, it might have been about $30 million, maybe even $29 million. But right now, as I look at it, if you're Dak Prescott, you're looking at Jared Goff, and I know people say, well, Jared Goff's been to the Super Bowl. Yeah, but you know what? Jared Goff started off gangbusters last year and then went downhill. He regressed like Dak Prescott did. If you remember the Super Bowl, how he had 2 receivers that were wide open for touchdowns, and he was late delivering the ball and underthrew them? Yeah. If you remember, it wasn't Jared Goff and the Rams beating the Dallas Cowboys. It was that running game of theirs that rushed for over 200 some yards. Our defensive line unfortunately didn't show up. And neither did Zeke, because Zeke only had 50 some yards. The only person that really played well in that game, believe it or not, was Dak Prescott. And through the playoffs, it was not Jared Goff. So when you look at Jared Goff, he had is he really a quarterback season? His first year. He had a decent second season. And then the third season, 50-50. Now, I know he went to a Super Bowl, but you can't look at that Super Bowl and say, yeah, he's a Super Bowl quarterback, because he certainly was not that. And so now, we keep waiting. Keep putting it off. And this is the thing that kind of drives me crazy with the Cowboys. It seems like there's no urgency until the last moment. Now, right now, Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones are both in New York, and they're having communication with Zeke. We might get a deal finalized tonight, but we'll have, I guess, a press conference tomorrow. And I think that that's going to be the linchpin to get these other ones done. I'm curious to see how it is, what the cap number will be for this year. Lyle Collins got his deal. His cap number was $9.5 million. And before he got his deal, when they finished, it was $4.5 million. So they created some cap space there. Zeke's number, even though he was actually only going to get paid $3.5 million or $3.8 million this year, his cap number is still like $7.5 million. So it's conceivable that we sign you to this big contract that's long term. We give you guaranteed money, but we make this year's salary like $1 million, where you actually get some more cap room to go ahead and get Dak's deal done, as well as Amari Cooper's. Because see, here's the thing with the Cowboys. We are bitching and moaning about having to play great players. Do you understand that? This reminds me of my kids, Michael and Michaela. I was a single parent. And when I used to live at my house years ago, we were in the backyard digging. And I remember my daughter Michaela, she was probably about 5 years or 4 years or so, real young. Michael's like 2 years older than her. And she yells, "Dad, Michael took my dirt." And she's mad as hell. And I'm being my father, oh, wait a minute, Michael, man, what's wrong with you? And then I stopped myself for a second. Because I realized, and I said to him, do you realize what you are fighting about? Dirt! Take a look around. There's dirt everywhere. He's not taking all the dirt. You couldn't possibly take all the dirt. It's everywhere. You are fighting about dirt. So understand, only Dallas Cowboy fans would be upset that we have great players that we need to pay. Do you understand what that means? It means that you drafted or you got talent. You found talent that was good enough to get a second contract, that was worthwhile to keep. You don't think that other teams would like to have that kind of a problem as opposed to letting them go and having to find other talent or go in the free agent market and try and get somebody else that's aging? We drafted these guys. We found them. We got them on the cheap for the first 4 years of their career. And yes, we do have to pay them. But guess what? The reason we're in a position, the reason why we've had 3 winning seasons, the reason why we've had 2 division titles two division titles over 3 years is because we found talent on the cheap, in the draft, in free agency, on practice squads. My God, it's as bad as fighting for dirt. You don't think that other teams wish that they had a Jalen Smith that they had to pay? Or a Zeke Elliott that they had to pay? Or that they had a quarterback that's got the second most victories in the NFL that they had to pay? Or a wide receiver who literally changed your season from being 3-5 to being a playoff team, winning a playoff game, something that doesn't happen too often with the Dallas Cowboys since the Super Bowl years. Let's make that clear. That you got to pay that guy? That you got offensive linemen that you need to take care of and pay because some of them are the best in the business, like Zach Martin? It's an embarrassment of riches, and yes, these guys deserve to get paid. And believe me, the Dallas Cowboys are creative at being able to get guys paid. They're doing it the right way now. They're not just writing big checks and saying, we'll worry about it later. No, they're worrying about the long-term ramifications of these guys. So when they talk about, well, you can't pay this guy because, you can't sign anybody else. But that's the guy that I need to win. So you're telling me I've got a guy I'm winning with. I shouldn't pay him because there might be somebody else out there that I might be able to do something with? You know the old saying, the bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush because you ain't catching those 2 in the damn bush. It's ridiculous. Get these things done, like I said a long time ago. Get them done because the price keeps going up. Now, I want to hear all these people who are talking about my quarterback and saying that he doesn't deserve to be top 5 money. Are you going to tell me that Jared Goff is a top 5 quarterback? Are you really, punk? Take a look at his numbers versus Dak Prescott in the same length of time. Daks blows him away. And by the time the Dallas Cowboys get around to signing Dak Prescott's contract, it might just blow the Dallas Cowboys away. Well, we're going to be standing by and see if the Dallas Cowboys get this deal done with Zeke or not tonight. We've been teased all day. I've been trying to bring you guys the best content and stuff on it. I'm hoping it's done tomorrow so that way he's at practice because the team gets back on the field tomorrow in preparation for the New York stinking Giants. And I'd like to talk about those cockroaches instead of talking about contracts here. Let's get these deals done. Let's focus on the Giants and let's focus on getting this season to be a great one. I'm all in. I have done everything I can to be ready for the season. I have put everything I have on the line here in the man cave, getting ready for this thing. Dallas Cowboys, it's time for you to do your part. I'm Mark Holmes, and, well, it's time to turn off the lights. Whew. This party's over. I'll see you guys first thing in the morning, unless Zeke Elliott's deal is done tonight. Oh, let me turn off the fire. I think I'm going to need another bottle real soon, because these damn Dallas Cowboys are truly making me drink. Turn out the lights, this party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it the night, this party's over. And tomorrow and the next year, it'll be the same old thing. Good night, everybody.